guys, Jill here, and I'm in my bright shiny stamp room. Still can't get anything changed with the lighting, so we're just gonna have very bright things. So I have been working on my springtime mini. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what I decided with this mini. I'm getting my creaky chair here. I wanted to keep it very simple because these papers to me are just extraordinary. So I wanted to more highlight the images that are on the papers in this mini. Now maybe I'll do something else down the road, but this one is about the paper. So I've shown you before that this is what I had done. I used the Tim Holtz Ornate die cut. I used the 8x8 pack, and I used the cover as my cover. I went ahead, I attached all of these papers with my Scotch Mega Glue Stick. I am loving this thing. It sticks, nothing's pulled up. We have strange weather here, so adhesives can be really difficult, like Mod Podge never dries. So I'm really loving this. This is actually my second stick. I'm almost empty with that one. So again, showed you in another video a bunch of the I Am Roses. I did my custom colors. So we have Stormy Sky, Bundled Sage, Tattered Floral, Tattered Rose, Tattered something. And then I just, glued them down. I added in some of those little teeny tiny metal flowers from Canterbury Lane and some Primo Bling. This is the natural color. And then I used a little bit of glossy accents here to highlight some of those features. I edged all of the pages with my Pearl Dabber from Ranger, only I added in tea dye from my Distress inks so that it wasn't so white. And I waited till it was a little bit low, and that's when I did that. Okay, so again, really simple cover. I ended up picking everybody's favorite eyelets. Bridget was so kind, and she sent me eyelets that matched this perfectly. And I used regular eyelets and was going to put these little rings around them. Well, I had favorited a video on how to set them, and it was from Tuber Dawn. I went back, her channel's gone. So, guys, what happened to Dawn? Let me know if you know where she went, because I want to find her again. So, I ended up using the big eyelets anyway. I didn't alter them in any way, and I used alternating pink and blue. That was everybody's favorite. I used some seam binding that that big roll of Hug Snug that I bought, and I just scrunched it up and colored it. And again, those same three colors were the seam binding I did, and I thought they were gorgeous together. And I ended up just simply tying it. I'm not going to do any hanging things off of it. I just tied it. Okay, so then when you open it, I went with a consistent theme. Every page has one of these postcards and one of those little postage stamps. Now, I used a special mix on these. And it's just, again, in one of my, this isn't even a mini mister. I got these in the dryer section for travel. I used the all-purpose champagne mist. This is from Souk & Echo, and they make it for fabric paint. I've tried to find some on the internet, was not successful. I ended up getting it through Stampin' Up! Because I actually had put in an order with a fabric place, and they took forever. So I just mix up 2 droppers, and this is my old dropper, and fill the rest of the bottle with alcohol. And it gives this gorgeous shimmer, but it doesn't interfere with the color. So I love that. I distressed the edges with my Distress It All. On the small one, I did use my Tim Holtz tool, and lifted it with foam tape. And I went around that with good old vintage photo. So nothing original there, so I'm just going to show you each image. Doesn't really need a description. So I got out my springtime stamps. I have set 1 and I think set 3. And just colored them with my Copics. and spritz them with that mist. I spritzed everything with the mist. These are some Recollections flowers. I tried not to add a lot of flowers. I didn't want to add a lot of bulk. And then these are some Prima flowers from the E line. And I colored those with RVO2. And I have foam on there so it goes in my airbrush. Again, that little postage stamp. This is from the 8x8 stack. And I tried to keep her somewhat consistent with what was on the paper, and I put some rock candy stickles over top of her. And again, you can see the alternating eyelets. There's the top again. I went with the busier papers on the top. I alternated. I didn't go with the spread idea. Okay, so another thing I was trying to do with this was use up some of those punches or things that I've had sitting around. And I didn't want to create a whole bunch of new waste with this one. So once I cut into the postcard page with the stamps, I pretty much used everything on it but one little piece of the Once Upon a Springtime word. So another Recollections flower, my Martha Stewart punch out of the Tim Holtz paper, and I have two, again spritzed with that mist. Here's some punches from the Baby mini album I did, and I used a bunch of those through there, Martha Stewart punch, and my leftover bling. Tried to use up what I could. There's the other page. Okay, so this one, again, basic. I went in and cut all of the flowers out of the one sheet of paper. I cut her out, aged it, and then on these, some of them I double layered, only two of the flowers. And then went around with a whole bunch of the bling that I colored. Again, Prima. I used some Recollections, and I just used up some of my other colors. And with the bling, I find that I like to put my glossy accents down because otherwise they will lift. There's that one. And then this is probably my most extravagant page. Again, she's a stamp. Colored her with my Copics. Put some bling in. One of the teeny tiny little flowers. And these are just some Primas that I had laying around. And these are actually some little punches that I had from a project. That retro flower punch, I just cut it in half. And then those little guys. Oh, great. Almost done here. And then there's the other page, and then here is my final page. I used the mushroom stamp, colored it very lightly. I wanted it to be there but not really bright. I used the last of the postcards because this book has 6 pages, which used 5 of the postcards. Some bling, and then one of my scrunched up flowers with the Stampin' Up! Brad in the center. And then I put my favorite sheet on the back. So that's that mini. Really love how it came out. And I love the simplicity of it. I also wanted to show you really simply, here's that book I started. Just showing how everything's colored. I'm going to have to go. There's a whole bunch of ambulances and fire trucks out front of my house. Okay, well, I had a bunch of other stuff I wanted to talk with you guys about, but I will come back for that. So that's it for this video. Thanks for stopping by and have a great day.